Welcome to Silicon Valley Asian Business Talk.
Dr. Gong, welcome to our interview program. And I am Roger Chen, a professor from University of San Francisco, representing Center for Business Studies and Innovation at the University of San Francisco. And why don't you give us a brief introduction about yourself?
Thank you, Roger. It's really my pleasure to join you for the Silicon Valley Asian Business Network talk. I earned my Doctor of Science, actually, in computer science from Washington University in St. Louis. Through the decades of tech innovation career, I have been a principal investigator for many DARPA research projects. And then I have also been serving adjunct faculty position at some of the universities. And then, of course, since 2001, I have co-created 5 startups to date, with 4 of them with successful exits, and 1 of them is still in active development. One of my most proud startup is Palo Alto Networks. My latest one, Metafoodx, is solving the sustainability challenges for the food service and healthy living for company, for our mission. We are determined to basically use AI for food and health sustainability. It's a big problem. It will take us a long time. And then what we actually do is to start by sustaining the food operators' profitability. That we are using AI-based consumption tracking, and that collect the accurate, useful data. And then we use that data to drive their production management service. So in the end, we are helping them to prevent food waste by avoiding overproduction of food. That is a big challenge for those operators. And then for our customer, what we really are bringing them is an unprecedented cost of savings. In parallel to startup venture and angel investment, I am the active chair for HYSTA. Now, HYSTA is a nonprofit organization helping to elevate the leadership and the entrepreneurship capabilities for Chinese Americans.
Discussion topic: transition from tech leader to CEO in startups.
You started as a scientist, principal investigators, and also in your early days of new ventures, you did play a lot of important roles as technology executives. But now, obviously, you are the leaders. You are leading everything, including the business. So, from this technology executives playing the technology roles to the business side, switching to the business side as a CEO. What are the biggest challenges of making that transition? Because I can sense many people will, kind of follow your footstep, start with the technology people that gradually become the business people. So what is the biggest challenges making that transition, and what are the lessons you may give to other people who may follow similar transitions?
Yeah, very, very good. I mean, in terms of indeed, I mean, the CEO role in particular, this is kind of my second substantial one. There is a very short period of CEO, we don't operate much. And then I get some exposure when I was running as a head of the DD Labs in Mountain View. So that's where
DD, you mean the Chinese
yes, the ride
sharing company, right?
I helped create the DD Labs operation in Mountain View, basically kind of like a TM, right? Think of, so it's that role, not quite a CEO role. Then I have to deal with a lot of the team, facility, everything else. There is some transition that helps me. But to me, yes, it's still a very big transition. And I have to build teams. And then for the team to take care of different technical and operational areas. I cannot be then just focusing on one area. And today, I would say the big change is, I have to, given the limited time, then I have to focus on fundraising and team building. Those are the key things that I try to focus on. And then, of course, in one of the lesson I learned, I get deeper kind of learning is I found that fundraising is really a much harder activity than the product sales job in some ways. So if I was going to give anyone some advice, at least from my learning, is you want to really research on investors before you decide to even approach them, right? So we used to think investor, but investors are very different, sector, stage, and all those. If you do not have the right investor, you may end up wasting quite a bit of your time.
So following that, let's say, what is so-called the right or wrong investors? What are the different factors you consider to tell you match or not match, or fit or not fit?
Yeah, I think definitely sector is always one of the big things. A lot of investors do not have the expertise or confidence themselves, right, to cover a lot of sectors. So if the sectors, if they are not active, have track record or confidence in that area, you probably should not, because you would have hard time trying to educate them. You literally wasting your time because they have very simple, right, calculations. So then that is one. Then the other one clearly is the stage, right? The stage they are involved in, if they have fund currently actively in that area. And then you need to learn about if some of those are matches. You need to understand some of the investors, the indeed, right, the decision are made by the investors. So how they personally feel, view these things are very important, because there is no way to get around the question of making sure your idea, what you are pitching, is understood and fully have a buy-in by the investor. So often, the founders may think, oh, they have the great idea because you were just thinking on your own, from your own perspective. If you cannot effectively communicate that to the investor, that's still your problem, right? So it's tough in those. I think, yeah.
Thank you for watching.